The big news that Starlink promised us a few weeks ago during their conversation with Jason Iron has finally landed. Was it worth the anticipation? Roll the intro. Yes, that's right. Welcome to another episode. That news that they promised us a few weeks ago has finally landed. And you know, you anticipate something and you're not quite sure what it is, and it's really exciting, and then it lands. Well, this is the big news. But before that, you have asked for more of the sheep, and I've been reluctant to share the sheep. And there's been a reason for that, because as sheep get older, they're not as much fun. They sit there in the grass, eating. They don't even stand up. They just lay down and eat. And their job is to keep the grass short. And they feel at that as well. So that's why I'm not sharing images or videos of the sheep. I'm quite happy to share sheep laying down, however it's not that interesting. Anyway, on to that tweet from Mr Musk himself. Here it is. This is the breaking news. Starlink simultaneously active users just exceeded the strategically important threshold of 69,420 last night. All 72 orbital planes activate in August, plus many other improvements, enabling global coverage, except for pole regions, which will take another 6 months. Now that puts off my move to the North Pole, because I was planning to do that. There's a few satellites out there, actually. You can see them on Live Satellite Tracker if you have a look, and they're floating around out there, so he will be activating that. But that is the big news. Starlink is going to be globally launched, pushed out, so everybody should be able to order it from August onwards. Now the point that really interests me within all that is that there will be other improvements coming. Now we can only guess what those improvements may be, but I think it'll be lower ping, better stability, etc, etc. So we're currently on the same firmware version. I haven't moved from it. I think there's a new one out. I haven't been blessed with it. I'm not sure how many people have in the UK, but there is a new firmware version out. But the one we're on is running well. And actually, on stability and performance, ping is a massive issue, and it's one of those things that we talk about often in terms of gaming. And I want to say a thank you to Maxim, who is the owner of an app called Pingdoctor. Now, I reached out to him and asked him if I could try a copy of it just to get some data and share that with you. Now, the graph layout of this is very easy to understand, and in fact I could understand, and that's saying something. It shows you the routing table of how my ping works. So it's from my home router here all the way through to Google on this example. And that's quite relevant because you can see where things are dropping. For example, on these red spikes, you can see how ping drops or times out, and that can be quite relevant. You can see whether it's a problem with your network or it's a problem somewhere else along the chain. And what's amazing is that these are different servers across the world. These are some of the Californian Google servers that it jumps through and eventually gets to its destination, and that gives us our ping reading. That's been really interesting, and I will put a link in the description. I also pinged Fortnite, Facebook, and a couple other things. So in terms of the raw data from these tables, I've shared them on the Excel sheets, and the Excel sheets are available in the description. There's a link there, and that'll take you through to Google Drive, which has got tons of information. And you can have a play around with that and create some wonderful charts if you want to. If you do, please drop by our Discord server and share them. Again, link in the description. Join us, have a chat. More than happy to see some of the results that you've got if you get Starlink. So that brings us on nicely to the next part, which is some of the things I've picked up on Reddit, and I find them quite interesting, where people have shared that they've struggled with weather. Now this chap has described how he struggled with rain and how heavy rain had caused outages. I can only say that here in the UK we have had some bad weather, and I know it's more extreme as you go to different parts of the world, and we're quite lucky here. The worst we had that did cause an outage was that thundersnow event, and thundersnow is a really weird term which I don't really understand, but it was a huge electrical storm. Not just thunder and lightning, but it thundered and snowed. Lightning at the same time. So it was thunder and lightning, snow or thunder snow or something. But that caused a dropout. Never had it because of rain, and We do get quite a bit of rain here, but it's never caused these outages. So I guess it depends on the volume of rain. So if you're looking at that and thinking, well, rain causes an outage, it's got to be a lot of it. And that brings us on to the next one that I picked up on Reddit as well. I find this one interesting about obstructions. And this chap posted some of the obstructions that he was having and how it affected his Zoom calls and various other things. And I guess the only takeaway from this is you really do need to get your dish clear. So any tiny obstructions may well cause these outages. So on that note, FTTP was announced for my area fiber to premises, which is full fiber, massive speeds. And I wasn't sure about it. I was thinking, well, if it comes out, I'll probably get it. If I had the option, I would get it. The date, December 2026. So I'm going to be waiting a while on that one, which is good because I'm staying with Starlink. And I love Starlink. And I love it because I don't have another option, but actually it's really good. And I want to give you one more example before I go. And this feels like I'm oversharing today. But we were on the phone to IT support for my wife's work a couple of days ago, and IT support was on a full fiber Virgin Media connection. And his connection dropped a lot, whereas Starlink didn't. Now this is where I've misunderstood, or maybe over expectant of fiber to premises. Fiber to premises does seem to drop out as well. So we always talk about the grass is always greener. Sheep certainly think that. Look at the size of them, they're massive. I'm happy with Starlink, and I'm happy to share this with you before the weekend. Thank you so much for your continued support on this channel. It is growing slowly, and I'm loving seeing the new comments and all the people joining up, and Discord server in particular is becoming very busy. So whatever you're doing for the rest of the weekend, have a good one. Do you know what? I literally did not say. I forgot Des again, and that's bad. So from myself and Des, he's never going to forgive me. Whatever you're doing for the rest of the weekend, have a good one. And I will catch you later. Sorry, Des.